The group text came through at 11:34 a.m. on a Saturday. Family meeting today. 2 p.m. Mom's house. Important. I stared at my phone. No details. No context. Just a summons from my older sister Jessica. Mom had died 3 weeks ago. The funeral was over. Now came the part where we divided everything up. I showed up at 1:58 p.m. Jessica's Mercedes was already in the driveway. So was my brother Tyler's BMW. They were sitting at the dining room table. Papers spread out. Laptops open. Looking very official. Jessica barely looked up. Glad you could make it. You said 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. Tyler gestured to a chair. Sit. We need to discuss the estate. I sat. Jessica slid a folder across the table. Tyler and I have been going through Mom's finances. The house is worth about $890,000. There's $340,000 in retirement accounts. Some savings. We've decided to sell the house, liquidate everything, and split it 3 ways. I nodded slowly. Okay. Tyler jumped in. But you need to move out. We want to list by the end of the month. I stared at him. Move out? You've been living here rent-free for 3 years, Jessica said. We appreciate that you took care of Mom. But this is a business decision. We'll give you 30 days. Jessica pulled out another paper. Also, Tyler and I have been covering Mom's expenses for years. Medical bills. Home repairs. We've calculated that we're each owed about $45,000 in reimbursement. That'll come out of your share. I looked at the paper. Saw them itemizing things from 5 years ago. So you're selling the house I've been living in. And reducing my inheritance to pay you back for expenses you're just now mentioning. We kept receipts, Tyler said defensively. You should be grateful you get anything at all, Jessica added. You contributed the least financially. I sat back. Can I ask you something? Have either of you actually looked at the deed? Tyler frowned. What do you mean? The property deed. For this house. Have you looked at it? Jessica waved a hand. It's Mom's house. Was Mom's house. Now it's part of the estate. That's not what I asked. Tyler pulled out his laptop. Fine. I'll pull it up right now. He typed. Clicked. Waited. I watched his face change. Watched the color drain. What? Jessica leaned over to look. She went quiet. Tyler looked up at me. Your name is on the deed. Yes, I said. It is. Since when? Since 2021. Mom transferred the house to me. Joint tenancy with right of survivorship. When she died, full ownership transferred automatically. Complete silence. That's not possible, Tyler said. I pulled out my phone. Showed them the recorded deed. That's the official county recording. Dated March 2021. Jessica grabbed my phone. Why would she do that? Because I asked her to. And she agreed. You manipulated her. I lived with her for 3 years. Took care of her. She wanted to make sure I'd have a place to live. Tyler stood up. This is fraud. We're contesting this. With what grounds? Mom was mentally competent. We used a title company. It's been recorded for 3 years. Jessica's hands were shaking. So you're saying this entire house is yours? Yes. And we get nothing? You get your share of the retirement accounts, the savings, the car. But the house is mine. Hey Tangled Yarns family, it's Brett. And if you're new here, welcome to the story of how 2 siblings tried to sell their mother's house out from under their younger sister and discovered that house hadn't been their mother's for 3 years. Today's story is about Jordan Hayes, who moved in with their mother in 2020 when Mom got sick and couldn't live alone anymore. And when that mother died and the older siblings showed up with spreadsheets and moving timelines, they learned that the house they were planning to sell wasn't part of the estate. Because Jordan's name had been on the deed since 2021. Let's untangle this. Jordan Hayes was the youngest of 3 kids. Jessica was 41. Tyler was 38. Jordan was 34. Jessica was a corporate attorney in Seattle. Tyler was a finance director in San Francisco. Both successful. Both busy. Jordan was a freelance graphic designer. Made decent money but nothing like the siblings. Their mother, Patricia Hayes, had been widowed in 2015. She'd lived alone in the family home in Portland. Independent. Active. Until 2020. In early 2020, Patricia was diagnosed with early-stage dementia. Not severe. But noticeable. She'd forget appointments. Forget medications. Get confused about dates. Her doctor said she shouldn't live alone anymore. Jessica and Tyler had a conference call with Jordan. Tyler suggested assisted living. About $6,000 a month. So $2,000 each. Jordan did the math. That was half their monthly income. I can't afford that. Then what do you suggest? Jessica asked. I could move in with her. Silence. You want to live with Mom? Tyler said. Why not? She's got 3 bedrooms. I'm renting anyway. I could help her. Make sure she's taking her meds. Managing the house. They agreed to try it for 6 months. Jordan moved in April 2020. Right as COVID hit. Which meant Jordan wasn't just helping with medications. Jordan was doing everything. Groceries. Errands. Doctor's appointments. Jessica and Tyler called occasionally. Sent money for expenses. But they were dealing with their own pandemic chaos. Jordan was there every day. As months went on, Patricia's dementia progressed. Steadily. She needed more help. More reminders. More support. Jordan hired a part-time caregiver when client deadlines hit. Paid for it out of pocket because Jessica and Tyler were stretched thin with private schools and mortgages. By 2021, it was clear this wasn't temporary. This was permanent. In March 2021, Patricia had a lucid conversation with Jordan over breakfast. I've been thinking, she said. You've put your life on hold to take care of me. I haven't put anything on hold, Mom. You have. You're 34. You should be building your own life. Not managing mine. I want to put your name on the house. Jordan looked up. What? If something happens to me, I don't want you to be homeless. Your sister and brother will want to sell this place immediately. You'll have nowhere to go. Mom, they wouldn't, they would. I don't blame them. They have their own families. But you're here. And I want to make sure you have a home. Jordan tried to argue. But Patricia was firm. They met with a title company the following week. Patricia transferred the house to joint tenancy. Her name and Jordan's name. With right of survivorship, when Patricia died, Jordan would automatically inherit full ownership. The title company explained everything. Made sure Patricia understood. She signed. Jordan signed. It was recorded. Jordan told Jessica and Tyler. Sent a text to the family group chat, Mom added me to the house title. Just FYI. Jessica replied, okay. Tyler replied, makes sense since you're living there. Neither asked for details. Neither looked up what joint tenancy meant. They assumed Jordan was on the title for legal purposes. In case something happened. They didn't realize Jordan was now a co-owner. Over the next 2 years, Jordan continued caring for Patricia. The dementia worsened. Patricia needed more help bathing. Dressing. Remembering to eat. Jordan hired more caregiving help. Paid for most of it. Jessica and Tyler contributed occasionally but not consistently. Jessica visited twice. Tyler visited once. Both times for less than 48 hours. Jordan was there every single day. In January 2024, Patricia fell. Broke her hip. Had surgery. Developed complications. She died February 3, 2024. Jessica and Tyler flew in for the funeral. Stayed 4 days. Went back to their lives. 3 weeks later, Jessica sent the group text. Family meeting. 2 p.m. And that's where we started. After Jordan showed them the deed, the dining room erupted. You can't do this, Jessica said. That house is worth $890,000. You're stealing our inheritance. I'm not stealing anything. Mom gave me the house 3 years ago. You both knew I was on the title. We thought you were just listed for access. Tyler shouted. Not that you owned it. That's not my fault. The information was public record. Jessica stood up. We're getting an attorney. This is undue influence. You manipulated her when she was sick. She wasn't sick in 2021. She had early-stage dementia, but she was fully competent. The title company verified that. We'll prove you coerced her. Jordan stayed seated. Stayed calm. You can try. But you're going to lose. And you're going to spend a lot of money on attorneys to get nothing. Tyler's face was red. So what, we just accept this? You get $1 million house and we get nothing? You get your share of the retirement accounts and savings. That's about $340,000. Split 2 ways, that's $170,000 each. That's not equal. It's what's left in the estate. The house isn't part of the estate. It transferred to me automatically when Mom died. Jessica grabbed her laptop. Started shoving papers into folders. Expect to hear from our attorney. They left. Jordan sat alone in the dining room. In the house that was now entirely theirs. For 2 months, Jordan heard nothing. Then in April, Jordan got a letter from an estate attorney representing Jessica and Tyler. It claimed undue influence. Demanded the house be included in the estate. Threatened litigation. Jordan forwarded it to their attorney, Rita Mendoza. Rita reviewed everything. The deed. The title company records. The timeline. Medical records showing Patricia's mental competency in 2021. They don't have a case, Rita said. This is a clean transfer. Your mother was competent. You used a legitimate title company. It's been recorded for 3 years. So what happens? I'll respond. If they want to push it, they can file suit. But they'll lose and they'll pay your legal fees. Rita sent the response. Jessica and Tyler's attorney called 2 weeks later. He'd reviewed everything. Told them they didn't have a case. Jessica called Jordan directly. First time in 2 months. We're not going to sue. Okay, Jordan said. But I want you to know this is wrong. Morally wrong. That house should be split equally. Mom didn't think so. You took advantage of her. I took care of her. For 4 years. You visited 3 times. Tyler visited once. Don't talk to me about what's fair. We had our own lives. So did I. I put mine on hold. Moved in. Gave up my apartment. My privacy. I was there every single day while she forgot who I was. Where were you? Jessica was quiet. Mom gave me this house because she knew you'd do exactly what you did. Show up after she died with spreadsheets and tell me to move out. She wanted to make sure I had a home. That's not manipulation. That's a mother protecting her child. Jessica hung up. Jordan never heard from Tyler at all. By summer 2024, the estate was settled. Jessica and Tyler each got $170,000. They split Mom's personal belongings via email. Cold. Transactional. Jordan kept the house. Renovated the main bedroom. Made it an office. Started taking more freelance clients. Posted a photo on social media. Just the front porch. Caption, home. Jessica unfollowed immediately. In September 2024, Jordan got a message from Tyler's wife, Melissa. I wanted to apologize for how Tyler has handled this. I didn't know how much you did for Patricia. He didn't tell me. I think what your mom did was right. You earned that house. Jordan replied, thank you. That means a lot. By early 2025, the family relationships were effectively over. Jessica and Tyler stopped responding to messages. Stopped acknowledging birthdays. Jordan was okay with it. Because the people who show up when it's hard don't need to justify themselves to the people who show up when it's over. Let's talk about what actually happened here. This story isn't about a house. It's about presence. And what we owe the people who actually show up. Jessica and Tyler looked at caregiving as something that could be outsourced. Paid for. Managed from a distance. They had busy lives. Important careers. And they assumed that was enough. Jordan gave up an apartment. Gave up privacy. Gave up 4 years to make sure mom wasn't alone. And when mom wanted to protect Jordan, she did. She put Jordan's name on the deed. Not secretly. Not deceptively. She literally told Jessica and Tyler. They just didn't pay attention. Because they assumed nothing important would happen without them being consulted. The house wasn't Jordan's reward for caregiving. It was Patricia's way of making sure the child who'd actually been there wouldn't be homeless the second she died. That's not manipulation. That's love. Alright, Tangled Yarns family, your turn. Have you ever been the one who moved in, who showed up, who did the actual caregiving while other family members managed from a distance? Or have you seen a parent protect the child who was actually present in ways that other siblings thought was unfair? Drop your stories below. Because who gets the house always reveals who was actually home. If this one resonated, hit that like button. Subscribe for new stories every single day. And remember, being on the deed isn't about what you inherit. It's about who was there when it mattered. I'm Brett. This is Tangled Yarns. And that yarn? Officially untangled. See you tomorrow.